Hello, Salesforce designers, developers, admins, architects, leaders, trailblazers. Welcome to our talk on how to build trust in AI with a human at the helm. I'm Holly Prouty, researcher on our Research and Insights team. We deliver insights to guide our product org in making decisions grounded in our customers' and users' voices.
Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Woolery. My pronouns are she, her. I'm the Director of Inclusive Design, and I'm in the Office of Ethical and Humane Use and a part of the Responsible AI and Tech team. My area of focus is product equity and really thinking about how we can make Salesforce products and services and experiences inclusive through the way that we design and develop them.
A reminder to do your due diligence. Please do not make purchasing or investment decisions based on our presentation today. But thank you for being here. We think it's important that all of us who have our hands on AI technology are aligned on how to foster human flourishing and foster trust. And that's what we've come together around for the next 18 minutes. So thank you for being here and for being a part of the discussion.
Okay, so this is your time to confess. Think about this time last year and how you were thinking about generative AI. Was there anybody in here concerned about AI taking over humanity? Oh, yes, some of you. Okay, so you're not alone. All right, well, sci-fi aside, I know there's some real concerns that people have, some of which may have been, concerned about losing the human touch or a sense of authenticity, or the loss of jobs, or even skill sets. And then the real concern that we still have today about how a bias in AI might create harms to the users and also the end users of the products that we sell. But concurrently, you may have also been excited about the possibility of this AI boost, this productivity supercharge and possibility of taking all those not so fun things off of your list of things to do. The reality is that the landscape of emotions for AI is very complex.
So today, we want to explore this question with you of how we might combine the best of humanness with the best of AI to create more productive businesses, more empowered employees, and more trustworthy AI. So we want to unpack those complex reactions to AI that we were talking about, and we want to talk about why we should be putting a human at the helm of our technology. We want to explore some best practices with you for how to build for that human at the helm. And we want to share some research insights that back this up and talk about why, when, and how we should be involving humans in our AI technology. So let's get started. Customers are optimistic about this superhero version of the world with AI, the world where AI is delivering on all of its promises, helping people do more in less time, helping people feel fulfilled in their work, focus on the pieces of the work that they enjoy, helping them get started, get unstuck, find inspiration, helping them achieve consistency in their work. And by the way, we should be helping people understand what types of efficiency they can and cannot expect from generative AI. And lastly, people are optimistic that AI will help them structure and organize their thoughts. But despite this optimism, customers are not quite ready to trust AI to do the driving for them, especially in their business ventures.
That's a really good point, Holly. As all of you know, trust is a major core value of Salesforce. And one of the ways that we can do that is when we build and we design with a human at the loop. This is a way that we can build trust. And that's because it's one of the best ways for us to protect against harms. And Holly, oops, too soon. Holly, can you talk to us a little bit about what human in the loop is and where it came from?
I would love to. So human in the loop is a term that originates in military, aviation, and nuclear energy contexts. And it refers to a human's ability to intervene in an automated system to prevent disaster. Now, Human in the loop has been widely repurposed in AI to talk about the roles that people are playing within these systems, the way that they're generating, reviewing, approving, editing outputs, and the way that they're giving feedback to systems to improve results over time.
So some of you may be wondering, okay, human in the loop, what does that mean from a UX perspective, and how does that show up in UI? We're going to show you some examples. These do not exist in product necessarily today, but some of them are going to look familiar because other products out there, and even maybe some of our features are very similar. So thumbs up, thumbs down. You've probably seen that before, right? Some sort of guidance to a prompt, providing it more information to help get you what you need. The possibility of having a button to actually regenerate to get another option or another output. The ability to edit by pressing a button. And the option to be able to accept or even approve what the output is. These are all just different examples of what human in the loop could look like from a UX and UI perspective.
But our research shows that until we've cultivated trust and enabled users to learn our technology, humans should be more than in the loop. They should be at the helm. They should be driving the AI. They should be steering the outcomes. In this model, your data is the fuel. Your AI, the machine, is the vehicle, and you are the driver. You are deciding where the machine goes and how it gets there. And with this model, we can unlock incredible efficiencies. At the same time, we can build trust by empowering humans to come in and infuse their expertise, infuse their human touch or personality, and use their judgment in ways that AI simply cannot. So now we want to talk with you about how we can center the human at the helm. And we'll do that with a set of best practices. So just a teaser, these are our research-backed best practices. Number one is about cultivating trust every time and over time through a series of mini moments that are really facilitating trust. Number two is about the human teaching the AI, and in turn, the AI guiding the human. Number three is about motivating users to participate in AI systems rather than requiring them to do so. Four is about upholding the value proposition of efficiency at every turn. And five is about designing inclusively. So we know that different people need different things. How can we design for those differences? So I'm giving you this teaser here. We're going to give you more detail at the end. And we're going to send you all home with an action pack so that you can really ingest these best practices and understand some tangible recommendations for how you can incorporate these best practices into your work.
And I was just going to say, if you don't want to carry an extra thing in your bag, we're also going to have a digital version later.
That's right. So Chris, I would love for you to shed light on how we came to these best practices.
Absolutely. So we had many in-depth conversations with users, and we spoke to a range of users, from end users to enablers and buyers. We made sure that we were talking to people from across different industries, different sizes of companies. And one of the things that we also wanted to make sure is that we were talking with people who had different levels of experience related to generative AI, because that's the reality, right? Like, it's going to be a mixed bag. All of us, probably very different levels, and all of our customers and our users. So the other piece that we really wanted to do with this work in particular was speak with people who are neurodivergent and who have English as a second language, because we had a hypothesis that we needed to better understand what the potential barriers to text-based interactions would be for generative AI to help inform what we wanted to do moving forward. And we learned in the research that human involvement is valued, and human involvement drives trust. And human involvement is almost always necessary, and I want to say right now, right? Like where we are in today's state.
So at Dreamforce, we collected almost 1,000 use cases for Salesforce Gen AI. And almost all of those use cases needed a human in some capacity. Why is that? First, people were afraid that a human driver without a human driver, the AI would steer off course. It would make errors or make stuff up. People were afraid that without a human driver, the AI would lack the context that it needed to know where to go. Without contextualized or relevant data coming in, people didn't feel like they could step away. They needed to be there to infuse their context or expertise. And lastly, there was a learning curve. They were afraid that they wouldn't know how to drive the vehicle. It's like moving from a horse and buggy to a Tesla. It's a new paradigm, a new language, and people admitted that they didn't know how the technology worked or how to best prompt the system to give them quality outputs. Now, in order to move toward a world where humans feel like they trust AI enough to release the wheel, we need to do three things. We need to show a consistent track record of accuracy over time. We need to improve the availability of purpose-built models and grounding so that outputs are relevant and contextual. And we need to enable users to learn the technology, and especially to help them become better prompt writers.
Right, so we spend a lot of time talking about under the hood and all the inner workings of AI. I bet most of these conversations are talking about that right now. But what does it mean to be sitting in this driver's seat? Like, what is that experience of being a human at the helm? What are the tools that we're actually providing users to learn how to drive safely and drive well?
So back to these best practices, you probably remember these. We are going to dive a little bit deeper into these. And again, these are all grounded in conversations or distilled from conversations with our customers about what they need in order to effectively steer that ship. So these conversations taught us that good human at the helm experiences involve mini moments that build trust and that build trust repeatedly over time. We know that trust is not a one-time conversation, and even after trust is built, it can easily be broken. We also know that good human at the helm experiences are transparent about the system's limitation, the data it draws from, and how a user can be an effective collaborator. Here on the screen, you see one example of an interaction model that might help us achieve this best practice. And in those action packs that we're going to give away at the end of the talk today, you can see a whole slew of interaction paradigms to help you bring these best practices to life. The second best practice is about humans teaching the AI and the AI guiding the humans. So what we know about what creates a good human at the helm experience here is that it would guide users in prompt writing, help users know where to infuse their expertise or their humanness. It would give people a peek under the hood to help them know or to help them understand the system. It would give them an opportunity to edit in tool so that the edits can be captured by feedback APIs and can improve the results over time. And it can give users opportunities to share feedback, and it should be letting users know how their feedback will be used so that the user is actually motivated to give that input. All right, and 3 is about building it so people want to use it. So one thing that we know inspires people to engage is when they're able to explore and experiment. So we have a couple of interaction patterns that help support that. Prioritizing informative guardrails over restrictive ones. So giving people the information to make informed decisions about how to manage risk that comes from AI. And then helping people understand the value of their participation. So how is their input or their participation improving the accuracy or quality of the results?
I think we need to go a little fast.
Number 4 is about efficiency. And we've talked about a number of these things before, but 2 things that really play into fueling efficiency. The first is helping people be better prompt writers. and so that they can limit the amount of edits that need to happen on the back end. And then when they do need to edit on the back end, making those edits efficient. Lastly, different strokes for different folks. So how we can design inclusively for the broad range of experiences of our customers and users. One way to do that is to support various modes of interaction and various output formats and styles, supporting user focus through things like in-app tools and tooltips and guidance, and mitigating language challenges by reducing the need to use natural language for prompting, or when natural language is required, supporting users in using natural language.
Awesome, thank you. Sorry to rush you, just cognizant of time. It's a facilitator in me. So we really want you to go deeper in this. We have a few different ways that you can do that. We have a mini white paper with a QR code up on the screen, the action pack that Holly has been talking you through, sort of the high level. And then also, on the other side of this room in Camp Design, there's a research wall that's addressing human at the helm and co-pilot actions. We'd love to get your input and really understand what it is that you want to do. So, as a reminder, we'd love your feedback. Feedback helps us better understand like what you want to know and how this session went, and you can also maybe get a cup of coffee. So thank you for your time. Thanks for joining us, and thank you for your interest at keeping humans at the helm. If you have any questions, we have like 3 minutes left, and if we run out of time, you can talk to us off stage.